Hey YouTube, Shinobi here with a review of the D-Arts Medabots Rokusho. The second release of the Medabots D-Arts line, actually unknown at the time of this recording if there's going to be any more. There's been some pictures of saying something along the lines of, hey, we might make this, but there's no evidence to support the fact that they will. So hopefully we'll see something new come up other than Metabee and Rokusho. So here's the box, same as Metabee's except done in white. We have head scissors, Rokusho down here, and all of his coolness. I like the small form factor of the box. Those are always really fun. But anyway, here's the figure. He is about, I would say about 4 inches tall. Here's a 5-inch SH Figure Arts character to compare. So he's roughly about 4 inches. A little bit higher when you consider the Kuwagata little horns going on there, but all in good fun. There we go. So articulation-wise, he's got a lot of the same things going on that Metabee did. He's got a full rotation right here at the shoulder, so the shoulder pad does not hinder anything. Lots of rotation in the neck here. You can pretty much look wherever he wants. And these are just simple plastic ball joints, so you don't particularly have to worry about breaking them or anything like that. So no worries there. The joint right here is a single joint at the elbow, but it is made of metal, so it's quite durable. Same thing down here with the double knee joint. Simple plastic ball joint right there. Mostly for the part swapping gimmick, like the D-Arts Rockman figures. These can go ahead and swap, so I will show that shortly. But other than that, not too much else in the articulation department. It's mostly comprised of ball and socket joints, which is perfectly fine with me because I find those joints to be the most easiest to use. But overall, really nice figure. It's done in a nice pearly white. It's got a slightish yellow tinge to it in some light, but it reflects the light in a really nice way that just looks a heck of a lot better than it would if it was just a flat white finish. So I really do enjoy that. Back here in his little metal compartment, he does have a Kuwagata Medal, if I can open it. Open. There we go. Metal back there. It's not detailed, so it doesn't really have any of the Kuwagata markings on it. But it is back there anyway. So really cool. Nice see-through blue plastic right up here at the cranium area as well. On his left arm here we have the Picopeco Hammer, as it's called. And this does have a switchable part. On his right arm we have the Chanbara Sword, which opens and closes however you will, and also has a effect as well. So we'll go ahead and take a look at those when we get to the accessories, which is pretty much right now. He comes with a cloak, which is pretty cool, and I'll show off the cloak after I show off the effect parts. It looks really cool, but it does take a little bit of maneuvering to get on. 2 alternate hands, both in this just relaxed, splayed open position. 2 parts for the Chanbara Sword. We have a slash effect, which simply goes over the sword. So like that, or if you want to switch it up and do an underhand, like that. So that's pretty cool for all of you effect part fans. You've got some cool slashy effects going on there. Or as you can just see, that can pop right off, and you can replace it with a blank little tube thing. And you can go ahead and have no weapon on that arm. So that is fun to do. You have lots of options as well. And then on this side with the Picopeco Hammer, this can pop out, and then you can have the hammer pieces out like so. So that's pretty nice. And the hand switching is really easy. You just pop this right off of the ball joint, and you can replace it with one of the splayed open hands. So that's pretty nice. His hands are a little bit awkward because they're at this weird angle because of the way that the weapon functions. So you have to keep in mind that the arms are always going to look a little bit weird. He includes 2 alternate faces, both just differentiating in eyes. This one's a wide-eyed face, and then this one's kind of a glaring face. The Medabots default is just kind of a standard eye face, which I'm perfectly fine with. But to change the faces, you just pop this out from underneath and slide it out. Just like that. So this is the face that it comes with by default, and you can go ahead and put in other faces like the glaring face, which I actually kind of prefer for Rokusho. So you just get that in there and slide it in. There we go. Not the easiest of head swaps, but it works for what it is. He comes with an alternate neck piece, which is this one right here. It's a little bit longer than the other one. As you can see, it does come with a spare of each of them, which is a nice gesture. So as you can see, it's a little bit longer. Why do you need this? Because they engineered the toy as such. So to get that cloak piece on, you have to take off the other neck piece and replace it with the thicker one. Just like that, and then his leg falls off, because that's always fun. You're going to have to take this shoulder pad off. So just pop that right off. Not really a big deal or anything like that. Put the cloak on. The cloak sculpted to where that shoulder pad piece looks like it's in, but it's not. I'm not sure why they just didn't hollow out that space for the shoulder pad. But then plug that in. And the longer neck joint now enables Rokusho to have a lot of head movement with the cloak on, where the littler one he wouldn't have that ability. So it's always nice that they included something like that. Now granted, it's probably better if you just take the entire arm off for the cloak pose, considering he can't really do anything with that arm anyway. So that's always an option. But there you have Rokusho with his cloak, which is how I prefer to have the figure, just because I think that looks really badass. So I'm just going to go ahead and plop him up on our stage. Lose the switch as always. And wrap this up. So Rokusho is a pretty cool figure. If you're a fan of Medabots, you're obviously going to be familiar with this character, along with Metabee, who is right here. So here we have Metabee and Rokusho together. Really cool. I do love these figures. I haven't seen Medabots since it was airing on American TV, and it's something I'm always interested in going back to take a look at. But these are really nice figures. Granted, they are small for their price, but just given how articulated they are and the part swapping gimmick that I said I would try out and didn't, like I said, you can pop off the arm right at the socket right there. Pop off Metabee, excuse me, Metabees, then have Rokusho fall over. And just pop it right in the same joint. So here's Rokusho with Metabee's arm attached. So it is pretty neat that you can mix and match the parts. Granted, we only have Metabee and Rokusho, so your options are kind of limited. But hopefully if they do release some more Medabots D-Arts, we can get some pretty cool combinations going. But just the fact that you can do that is pretty neat, since they did do that a lot in these shows, and obviously the main mechanic of the video games were the mix and matching of Metabee parts? Medabot parts, there we go. So there we have it. I would say that he likes to fall, because all these figures like to fall on the stage thing. That he's a pretty good figure. He's a little bit more on the expensive side, which is a little bit of a pain. But on the secondary market, he is going for a fairly decent price, and you can catch him on sale quite often. There are some minor nitpicks, like it's kind of covered up right now, but this shoulder has a little nick in it. Down here at the feet, he's got these ridges from where his little boot prints are, which makes it look like there's chip in the paint, but it's just a molding decision. But there are a couple splotches on the pearly white paint. There's one right there that are kind of obnoxious. But overall, like I said, I'm really glad that they went with the pearly white because I think it looks fantastic for a robot metal-y like figure as opposed to a flat white, kind of like they used on Metabee here, who doesn't have an arm. But really, overall, if you're a Medabots fan, if you like Rokusho, I know I was always a fan of Rokusho, mostly because I liked the color scheme. I like the fact that he had a cloak, he had a sword, and I'm generally more fond of Kuwagata beetles. So, really, just all in all, a pretty nice figure. So if you're a fan of Medabots, a fan of Rokusho, for sure, go ahead and pick this figure up. And while you're at it, just go and pick up Metabee too, because like I said in his review, Metabee is a pretty nice figure as well. But Rokusho is definitely my favorite so far, and looking forward to seeing more from the Medabots line. So hopefully they make some more than just these two main characters. So you can check out shukunshobe.com for latest updates on my reviews and hauls, and of course check out Riders, Rangers, and Rebels.com, bringing the latest token news in the craziest way possible. So take care and have a great one. Bye.